Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are going to build a small e-commerce site or app with Next.js, React, MongoDB for database, Tailwind CSS for styling, and Stripe for checkout and payments. So as you can see, we have here an empty Next.js. So I will go to pages and we are going to start with index page. And in here, inside our index file, inside the home function, we will start by removing everything from here, and let's just start with the empty div. All right, and now we can also remove all of those imports, and let's just put a test here. Right, and I would like to start by adding Tailwind CSS. So let's see, and we just need to install those, and I will use yarn. So let's open terminal and let's do yarn add those. Now we need to do this Tailwind CSS init. Now inside this configuration file, Tailwind config, let's see, it's here. We need to update content to this. So Tailwind, we know where it should look for files and the class names. All right, and now we need to add those defaults to our globals. We can remove all of this and put this. Now we just need to restart our server. So we'll do yarn dev again, and now it should work. Yes, I think it does. All right, so now let's go back to our index page and let's see. So we will have two pages. The first one, the index homepage, will just list all the products. And then we will also have a checkout page with everything that we have inside our shopping cart or basket, and then to continue to pay with Stripe. So here inside our homepage, I will just list all the products, but I will start by putting them inside my database, I think. Or maybe not. Let's put them first inside our, let's make them hard-coded first. So I have prepared all the images and I will put them inside public directory. So as you can see here, we have like 9 product images. We have AirPods, some FreeBuds, some phones, MacBook, and other laptops. So we have 9 products, and there will be 3 products in each category. So we have laptops, we have some audio equipment, and we have also phones. All right, so let's go back to index.js and let's style this page a little bit. All right, so I would like to have like 3 categories and 3 products in each category. So let's put a div for a category. And here inside, maybe let's use h2 for category name. The first one will be, let's say, mobiles. All right, and then underneath, I want to put like 3 mobiles in row. So let's put another div here and let's add some class names here. So it will be, so we will have some padding from the top and the bottom, let's say 4, and we'll put mobiles here. All right. So let's say that every product will be inside a separate div. And how do we want to define this div for the products? Let's put some class names and let's say the width will be 64. And now let's maybe put an image inside, but the image will be also inside the div. Let's put an image, and the source for the image will be, let's say, public, not public, it should be just products and slash, let's start with the iPhone. Yeah, so we have the iPhone. Now for the, maybe for the background for this picture, let's add some blue background, like a small bluish color. So let's make background blue and 100. Yeah, something like this. And a small padding. Yes. Maybe let's make this square rounded. So let's do rounded XL. Yeah, so we have some rounded corners. Now let's see, let's add maybe some padding on the whole page. So maybe here on this main div, let's add some class names and let's maybe do just some padding of 5. So we have some padding from the top and the sides. Okay, now for the product, we need some information underneath, under the photo. So let's put another div here and let's add a title for our product. So maybe h3, because we have h2 for category names. Let's do h3 for product names. And here let's put just iPhone. I don't know if it's 14. Yeah, I think it's iPhone 14 and Pro. Yeah. And now some class names here. let's do font bold and text large. So let's do text LG. Now let's add some maybe spacing here for the information. Let's do margin top of, I don't know, let's do 2. So we have some spacing here. Now under the title, we would need some description. So let's maybe put lorem ipsum, but let's make it shorter, maybe even shorter. Let's make it like this. And now let's also style this description. So let's make this text smaller. So let's do text SM and let's add some margin from the top of 2. Yeah, that's better, I think. Okay, now under the description, I think we need a button to add to the shopping cart. So let's just put the div here and inside let's put a button, and this button will have a label of, let's say it will be just a plus. Yeah, so we'll have maybe add to car. Yeah, but we need some styling here. So let's add some background color. So let's do background emerald. Let's maybe do 400. Yeah, and now text white. Yeah, and maybe some padding from the top and the bottom of 1. And on the sides, let's do 3. Yeah, that's better. And we forgot about the price, I think. So I think we can put price on the left side and then the button on the right side. So here, maybe inside this div, let's make this one flex. And here, let's put the price. So let's put another div here and let's say that all the prices will be in dollars and this one will be $899, something like this. Yeah, but let's make the price bigger. So I'll add some class names here and let's do text maybe to XL. Yeah, let's do font bold. Yeah, that's better. And now we want to push this button to the right side. So I'll make this part grow like this. So we take as much space as possible on the left side. Okay, now maybe let's add some small spacing here. So let's say margin top of 2 here. And I would like to make the lines smaller here for the description. So let's do leading and let's see 5. No, 4. Yeah, I think that's better. And here even for the margin top, here we can do 2, but here we can do 1, and underneath here let's do also 1. Yeah, I think that's better. Right, I will make everything a little bit bigger like this. And well, let's see, we have our add to cart button. Maybe let's change it to just a plus. Let's see how it looks like. Yeah, it looks nice. But I also want to make rounded corners here. So let's do rounded maybe XL. Yeah, I think that's much better because here this blue background also have rounded corners of XL. Right, now the category name mobiles, let's style it too. So let's see where it is. It's here. Let's add some class names here. Let's maybe do text of 2XL. Yeah, so it's bigger and we have some spacing here, so that's fine. So now the next part would be to put all the products, but I think it would be much better to have them inside the database. So inside my Mongo Atlas, I'm already logged in. I will create a new project here and let's call this one test e-commerce. Next and create. Alright, so I will add my current IP address so I can access the databases here. Let's build a database. I will use the free version here, so create. AWS, Stockholm, yes, this is where I am located. Everything looks fine, so let's create the cluster here underneath. And yeah, let's put username of just David. And here, well, I don't know, let's do David 123 David. I'll change it later. And yeah, let's create this user. And I think we are done here. So let's go to databases here. All right, and now we can click here, browse collections. And I want to add my own data. The database name will be, let's say, test e-commerce, and collection name. The first collection will be products. So we'll create this one. All right, and we have a test e-commerce database with products collection inside. So I will put those products manually. So I will just do insert document. And now let's see what fields do we need to have for each product. We need a name. And that will be, let's say, iPhone 14 Pro. Yeah. What else? We will need also description. And I will just put this lorem ipsum for now. for the description of our iPhone. We also need price for iPhone. Let's say it will be $899. And what else do we need? We need category name because iPhone is a mobile. So let's do category and mobiles. And the last thing is, I think that we need the picture. So let's do picture, and the picture will be just iPhone.png because it will be pointing here inside our product. Or maybe we can do /products, a full path to the image /products /iPhone.png. So it's here. And I think that's it. So let's now insert this one. So we have our first product here. And basically I would just clone this and I would change this one, the new one for a Galaxy. So let's do Galaxy, I don't know, S22 or something like this. And the price will be, let's say, 759 mobiles, and would just change the picture to Galaxy. Insert. And the third phone is this Redmi. So let's clone this one, Redmi phone, and this one will be 499, or doesn't really matter. We just need to change this picture, and we have 3 products now, the whole category. Now we need 2 more categories. So for the next category I would do AirPods, FreeBuds, and this headset from Sony, and then the last category will be MacBook, MSC, and this ROG gaming laptop. So the only thing I will change here is the category, maybe pricing, the name of the product, and pictures. So we can, so you know what's will be done here, so you can skip this part of the video. So let's go with the next one, and let's do AirPods here, and those will be AirPods Pro. Let's say those will be $699, and the category will be audio. And here the picture will be AirPods. Let's insert. Now the 5th product will be FreeBuds. Let's call this one Galaxy FreeBuds. I don't know if it's from Galaxy or from Samsung, but it doesn't really matter. That's made $459, and it will be audio here as well. And here FreeBuds. And let's insert this one. And the third product in this category will be Sony headset. So let's do Sony thing. The model name was something like this, WX400X or something like this. And those are expensive, so I don't know, let's do $499. And the audio here, and the image will be Sony. Let's insert. And now the last category are the laptops. This one, and the MacBook here. So let's clone this one, and let's say it will be MacBook Pro. It will be for 2,199, and it will be inside laptops category, and it will be MacBook as a picture. Let's insert this one. Now we need only 2 more products. Let's clone this MacBook. Let's put this MSC and gaming, and let's say it will be, I don't know, 3,299, and the image will be just MSC PNG. And the last product, let's do here. The last one will be this ROG gaming laptop, and here the image will be ROG, and let's do 4,199. Why not? Let's insert this one, and I think we have now 9 products. So that's cool. Now let's show them here. So inside our index.js, we want to fetch all those products. So let's display them. So first we need to have a connection to our database. So we need to have it inside an API endpoint. So we'll close this public. Here we have API. Let's create a new file here. Let's call this one just products.js. And here, as always, export default async function, and let's just call this one handle. It doesn't really matter what's the name of this function. And we get here requests and response as params. Right, now the first thing is we need to connect to our database. So for our connection, I will create a separate file, separate function somewhere else. So let's here inside our project create a new directory with, it will be called lib. And here inside I will put new file called mongoose.js. And here I would just do export default maybe not default, but export function init mongoose. Yeah, why not? The name doesn't really matter. You can do connect database or something else. And here we want to use mongoose to connect to our Mongo database. So first I will install mongoose. So let's do yarn add. You can use npm install if you want mongoose. All right. And now here I will do mongoose. Yeah, let's import mongoose from mongoose and let's do connect. And now the URL to our database. Let's see, let's get it from here. So let's go to overview and let's click here connect, and we will use actually connect your application. So we will have this, and let's put it inside our env file if we have one. No, we don't, but let's create one. So let's do that env, and here inside this env file, inside our project, we will add this as MongoDB URL. Yeah, why not? And we just paste this one. But here we have password that we need to replace. I think it was David123 David. I will change it later so you guys cannot use it. And let's see. So we have this URL inside .env. Now let's go back to our lib mongoose, and here we will have a connect. Let's use this variable from .env file. So let's do process env, and here we have MongoDB URL. Yeah, and this connect is an async function, so we need to do await, and we can do just return here. And because this one is await, this function needs to be await async as well. Sorry, async. Yeah, but here, as you can see, we are connecting to our database, but a good thing would be here to check if we already have a working connection. So let's do mongoose, and there is connection here, so we can check for connections, and we can check if this connection ready state, because connection can have different states. It can be disconnected or still connecting. We will check if it's connected. So if it's 1, so let's check if it's 1. And if we have a working connection, let's just return this connection. So let's mongoose connection as promise. So now we can use this function inside our API endpoint here. Let's see, here inside pages, we have API and we have products.js. Right, so first let's connect to our database. So let's do init mongoose. And as I can see, it has been imported for me, but I will just add a wait here. So we will wait for connection, and then after we are connected, what do we want to do? We want to fetch all those products that we created. So for mongoose, we need to create a model for this. So we'll create new directory for our models here. Let's do models, and let's create our first model. It will be product.js, and let's define our product. I will go to collections here so we can see how it looks like. Yeah, so we have our products here, and now the first is we need to define schema. So let's do const product schema equals new schema from mongoose. Yes, and inside let's find the schema. So the first param is an object of the definition. So let's do, it has a name that is a string. It has a description that is also a string. It has a price that should be actually a number. So let's do number, and it has a category that is a string, and it has a picture that is also a string. And I think that's all the fields we have there. So now let's just create a model. Let's do const product equals, and here as always we will check first if we have an existing model. So let's do models. Yeah, and here we'll check if we have a product model, but if we don't, let's just do a new model with model function. As you can see, the models and model has been imported for me here. Now let's create a new model. It will be called product, and it will have this product schema. Now we just need to export this product model. So let's do export default product. Now we can use our model. So let's go to our products API page or endpoint, and now we can do product, and we can import it. So just as you can see, it has been imported for me. And let's say that if we go to /API/products, it will just return all the products. So let's do response JSON, and we want to respond with all the products. So let's do await product, and let's just find them all. And here, because there are many products, we will need to put exec here, and this should work. So now let's see here. If I do /API/products, it's empty. All right, I think that that is because I forgot to, inside our env file, we need to define the database name here. Here after the slash, let's put test e-commerce, and we need to restart our app. So let's do Ctrl+C and let's start again. Now let's check it. And now we have all the products here. All right, so this endpoint is now returning all the products. So we can go to our React front page, index.js, and now we can use this endpoint to fetch all the products and display them. Sorry, it's 3000 here. Yeah. So let's see. Inside our home function, let's use effect, and let's see if it has been imported for me. Yes, it has. And the first param will be a function, and the second will be an empty array, so it will run when the page loads. So when the page loads, we want to fetch the products. So let's do fetch, and here just /API/products, and then we will have a response. And with this response, we want to transform this to JSON, so it's response JSON. And then with this JSON, after it's done transforming this response to JSON, we have this JSON, and we want to put those products information inside our state. So let's create a state here, and let's do const, and let's call this one products info, and set product info like this. It will be use state, and default will be an empty array. Right, and here when we get our JSON, let's just do set products info, and we will put this JSON here, and that should work. Now we should be able to use products info. So maybe let's see first how it looks like. So let's do console log, and let's do products info here. Now I'll open console and make it a little bigger. And let's see this object. It has products info with, it is an array of 9 items. And let's see, each item has ID, price, picture, name, description, and category. That's really nice. All right, so let's close this one for now. Let's remove this console log, and let's see. Right, so the first thing is I would like to have all category names as one array. So array of strings of category names. So let's do category names, or maybe categories names it should be. Yeah, and here we want to put from each product inside products info, we want to get the category name. So let's see, let's get products info, and let's map through them. And for each product, let's call this one P for product. We want to get product category. Yeah. And now let's console log categories names, and let's see how it looks like. Yeah, we have categories names, but as you can see, we have some duplicates here. But an easy way of fixing this would be to put this inside a new set. So we'll not have, now it's set of 3. So as you can see here, we have categories names with just 3. But even with this set, we can transform it back to a regular array by doing array, 3 dots, and closing on the array here. So now we have categories names as an array of 3 elements with just mobiles, audio, and laptops. So no duplicate. This is the easiest way of changing the array to remove the duplicates. Right, so now we want to, here as you can see, we have mobiles just for now, but we want to loop through all those categories names, and for each we want to print the category name. So for each category, maybe we can do category name. For each category name, let's put the div here, and well, inside we will just put this h2. By side of mobiles, we will do just category name. So now we have mobiles, audio, laptops, and the first one mobiles. Let's just remove this one, hard-coded one, and let's maybe uppercase those letters. Let's see if we have some uppercase class. Yes, we do in Tailwind. text, but I don't want to uppercase all the letters. So instead of this, we will use capitalize. That's much better. Right, so fix just this warning. We just need to pass, because we are looping through the categories names, we just need to put a key for this div, and let's put just category name here, so we'll get rid of those warnings. Right, and now for each category we are printing this category name, but underneath we want to print all the products. So here under the category name we want to get products for this category. So let's get all the products info first, and we want to filter them first, because here we want to loop through all the products but inside a specific category. So let's filter the products, and let's make sure that product category is the same as category name that we have here. And then with those products we can map through them and display them. So let's do product, and let's do like this, and new parentheses here, and here let's just put the div, and let's just try to put a product name. Let's see if it works. Yeah, so we have iPhone, Galaxy, Redmi here, and under audio, yeah, it works. But now we want to put this one that we created here underneath. But I think it will be much prettier put this part of the code inside a separate component. So I will cut it from here, I think, and I will go here and I will create a new directory called components, and inside I will put a new file, and I'll call this one let's do product.js, maybe with small, let's do product.js. Or no, I think all the component names should be with capital letters, so I will change this back to product. All right, and here inside let's do function. We can do even export default, so let's do export default function product, and well, inside we will just do a return and this div that we just copied, right? So now let's go back to our index homepage. Now instead of showing this div with just product name, we will print a product. So we'll import this one, import product from components like this. So it has been imported for me, but yeah, we just need to add the slash here. So it works, but it shows only iPhones now. So we need to pass some information to this product, and we'll have all the information here inside product. Maybe let's change this one to product info. And here let's just pass everything. So let's do product info. Right, now inside our product, let's see, we will get a lot of properties here like name, price, description, and a picture. And now let's use it. So here first picture, instead of this we will do picture, and then we have some name here, so let's change it here to name, and here we'll have description, so let's change it to description. Here we'll have price, so let's do price, and I think that's all it. So now as you can see we have different products, but I will fix the styling a little bit. So let's go back to our index page, and I want to have all products from each category on inside the same row. So maybe first let's put each product inside a separate div, put like this, and let's put a key here. Key will be product ID. Sorry, not product, not P, product info. Yeah, that's better. So we have iPhone, so we have mobiles, and we have iPhone, and then we have Galaxy, and then we have this Redmi phone, Xiaomi, I think it is. All right, so to put all of those in one line, I'll create a separate div here that will be outside of all the products, and I will indent this a little bit more, and here I add the class name flex. Let's see, and now it kind of works. Let's see, the one problem we have is that this Sony headset doesn't show up. So let's see here, and let's find it. Maybe we did something wrong here. Here we have this Sony and Sony PNG. Let's see inside our public products. Yeah, it should be headset. Let's just edit this one quickly, not MacBook. And we want to add this, edit this headset here. Instead of Sony, let's do headset.png. Let's see, yeah, update, and now let's refresh. Yeah, and we have our headset. Now we want to add some spacing between the products, and let's maybe put it here inside this div that we have above the product. So let's maybe add some padding on the sides of, let's say, 5. Let's see. Yeah, it works. We have some spacing here between, but now each row is indented here by 5. So on this row div, I will do minus margin of 5. Yeah, so this looks better. But now we have this scroll that I would like to get rid of, and I would like to have like a snap-ish scrolling for each specific row. So to do this, I will add some class names here, overflow x scroll. So now we can scroll for each row here, and let's add snap on x, and it will and let's hide the scroll bar hide. This will not work because for this class we need a separate package, I think, to install. So let's open yarn or npm, doesn't really matter. And I think it's Tailwind hide scroll bar hide. Yes. So I will install this one. I will do yarn add. You can use npm if you want. Yeah, it's installed. Now to install this one, let's see, we need to add inside Tailwind config. Let's go to Tailwind config here. We have plugins, and here inside we need to add this scroll bar hide class. Let's see if it works inside our app. Yeah, the scroll bar is hidden. Let's see. Yeah, it's not snapping. Let's see. Let's go to our index page, and yeah, I think we need to tell where it should snap. So let's say snap start. So it will start on the beginning of the product. So if I scroll this much, it will snap to the next one. But if I scroll this much, it will snap to the previous one. Right, let's see here. Yeah, it works. And now I would like to have more spacing under the category name. So let's see, we have category name here. Let's maybe add some padding on the top and the bottom. So let's do py and 5. Yeah, so we have some padding here. All right, so this works, but I would like to put one more small function here. At the top, I would like to put a search bar so we can search for products that we see on this page. So let's put an input here, and it will say, it will have a placeholder, search for products. Yeah, and let's add some class names so we can style it a little bit. So let's make background of gray of just 100. Yeah, let's make it width of full. So take full width, and we need some spacing on the top and the bottom. Let's do 2, and on the sides, let's do maybe 4. And let's add rounded corners of XL as always. Yeah, and I think this will work. Now we need state for this input. So let's do const, and let's put just phrase and set phrase. Set phrase, we use state, and default will be an empty string. So now for this input, we can do value equals phrase, and on change, we can do event, and on this event, we will do set phrase, event target value, right? So now it should be editable. Yeah, it works. But now if we search for iPhone, for example, I want only to see iPhone. So let's see here. We have here products info that we are fetching, but let's first check if we have any phrase. If we have any phrase, then we will define our, let's define new products here. Products info, maybe just product equals, and let's do just like let products. And if we have a phrase, then we will update products to be products info, but we will filter them. And for each product, we will check that product name includes, or yeah, it's includes the phrase that we are searching for, but maybe not includes. But let's first transform this one to lowercase, and then let's check if it includes the phrase. All right. And otherwise, let's do products equals just products info if we don't have any phrase. Now we just need to use this products here instead of the products info. So let's do products and let's see. If I do iPhone, I see only iPhone. If I do Galaxy, I see this Galaxy and Galaxy FreeBuds. Yeah, it should be Huawei. That's my bad. And yeah, that's okay. MacBook works. It shows the empty category names. Maybe we can fix it here. Here we are showing category names. First, we are looking for categories, but maybe we should first here check if we have any products inside this category. So let's see that products and let's find products, at least one product that has this category name. Product with category, product category equals category. Sorry, no, it shouldn't be here. We should loop, but first let's check if we have for this specific category. So let's try to find product. Yeah, we can put this inside this div here. Product category equals category name. And here let's just put another div and we will put all of this inside this div. Yeah, so now it doesn't show the empty category names. So if I do iPhone, yeah. If I do Sony, yeah, it works. Redmi, yeah, it works. Now we can get rid of this empty div here. Now a cool feature would be to use actually Next.js and not wait for rendering and fetching those products, but it should render on the server side. So as you can see, we are fetching the products, but we can actually fetch them using getServerSideProps. So when we visit when Google, for example, visit the site, it will already see all the products. It will not wait for this fetch here. Yeah, and I think it's a cool feature to use it. So let's do export async function, and it's called the getServerSideProps. Yeah, and here we need to connect to our database. So the same thing we do on the API side. So let's do await and init mongoose. So that's why I put it as a separate function inside separate files, so we can reuse it in many places. Now this function should return an object, and inside this object we should have a property props, and here inside we want to return products, right? So for now it will be an empty array, but here after we connect it to the database we want to fetch the product. So I could actually just import this product from our model product from Mongoose models, but I think it will be maybe easier to go to products here, and maybe we can create a separate function of this thing. So let's cut it from here, and let's just do export async function, and let's call this one find all product, and it will just return all the products. And here we need to just reuse it, so let's do find all products, and we can now also reuse it here. So the products will be actually, let's maybe define it here, const products equals await and find all products. Yeah, and now we can put it here. But the problem is, as you can see, that Next.js has problems with some weird objects that we get inside Mongoose. And for example, the underscore ID is kind of weird because it has some extra properties there. And but to fix it, we can do just JSON stringify products and then JSON parse to parse it back. So now it works. Now actually we can reuse, we will have those products here. So this is the products, and then we can get rid of this use effect because we don't need to use API anymore, and we don't need the state for the products info. But now, as you can see, instead of products info, we'll have products, and we don't need to redefine our products here. We'll just update our products if we have a phrase. Otherwise, we don't need to update products to be products because it doesn't make any sense. So just get rid of this else, right? And now let's see if it still works. It renders and searching works. So yeah, we are fine. Yeah, I think this one looks much better. So if you can fetch some information that is same for all users, you should definitely do this. So we can fetch all the products for the home page, but for example, when we'll create a new page called the shopping cart or checkout, we cannot put all the products there because every shopping cart is different depending on what you have inside your shopping cart. All right, so yeah, I think we are done with this index page. Now the next part will be to add the shopping cart page. So for this, I think it would be nice to put like a footer here at the bottom of the page. So we'll have some navigation, but it should be fixed to the bottom. So I will add some class name here, put back navigation here, so we'll know where it is. And here we'll just put some class names. So now maybe it will be also good to put this footer as a separate component. Yeah, let's put it here. Let's create a new footer.js here, and let's do function. Well, let's do export default function called footer, and we'll be returning a footer element. Oops, like this. It should be footer. Yeah, and here we'll put some class names. And well, what kind of class names do we need? We want to make it sticky. Let's make it sticky to the bottom. So let's do bottom of 0. And let's put some text here so we'll know it will work. Navigation, bottom 0. Yeah, now let's maybe use this on our index page. So instead of this footer, let's use our footer element. Let's import this one. Yeah, so as you can see, we have this navigation text here, but let's fix it a little bit. Inside our navigation, we need actually like 2 buttons for our homepage and for checkout. So I will actually put 2 links here. Let's do link. Oops, not like this. We need to import it from Next.js. Yeah, link. And the first one will be to our homepage. So let's do just slash. And let's say this one will be home. And the second one will be, let's say, checkout. And here we'll put cart and the number of products. Let's say it will be 0 for now. All right, so now maybe let's add some background and spacing and stuff. So let's do background of white. Yeah, and spacing, let's do padding of 5. Yeah, that's much better, I think. But let's make width of full. So we'll take all the space. It does not. Let's maybe refresh here. No, it didn't help. Let's see. Let's put let's make it flex, and let's see why it doesn't take all the space that it should. Let's see. Okay, footer is here. All right, I know. It's because the footer is inside the div that has a padding of 5. That's why. So as you can see here on our index page, we have this div that has this padding. I think that instead of this div, we can use a new component. Let's call this one layout.js, and here export default layout. Let's do return, and it will return a div class name of padding 5, and here we'll put all the children, and here should be function. I forgot about this one. So now instead of this div of 5, we can put layout here. Yeah, it has been imported, and the closing layout should go to the bottom instead of this. So it works. Now we can get rid of this footer and we can put it inside layout, but it should be outside of this div with padding. So let's put just an empty div and the footer here. Yeah, and same with those children and padding. So let's here. Yeah, and we have our home and cart and stuff. But let's go back to our footer, and maybe it would be better to use icons here. So I will do hero icons, and first let's do home. Yeah, we can go with outline icons. That's okay. Let's copy JSX from here, and let's put the icon first, SVG, and then inside span, let's put this home. And now the same for the shopping cart. We want to put this SVG here. Let's see, cart. Yeah, we have this shopping cart. I will copy SVG, put it here, and our cart and number of the products should be inside the span in case we need to style it a little bit. it. Let's see. Okay, multiple children were passed into link, and there should be only one child. So I will put an a tag inside of those. So I'll do this one like this. Now same for this one. Let's do a tag without any href, and inside I will put this svg and the span element, and now it works. Let's maybe add some little border on the top. Let's do border top here, and let's make it gray border, gray 200. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we have some small border. Now let's make it centered. So I think we need to do justify center. Yeah, so it's centered. And let's do also text center. Didn't do anything. So we can do maybe also items center. No, we don't need this here as well. So let's just put some spacing between those two. So let's do space on X of 12. Yeah, that's better. And now on the each a tag here and here, we'll put some class names, and let's center it here. So let's do items center here and justify center. No, it should be text center. So text center. No, it doesn't do anything. Right, so let's make it flex as well, and justify center and items center. This should work. Yeah, but I want to have icons above. So let's do flex col. So it'll be columns. Yeah, and I think this will work. Now I want those two buttons to be more grayish. So here on this main div, I will do text gray of, let's say 400. Yeah, so they are gray, but the active one should be, let's say, like this button. So how do we know if it's active? Let's use our router so we can get this information. So let's do const router equals use router. Yeah, it has been imported for me here above. And now for we can get path, current path. So path equals router path name. So now I can do console log, so we can see console log what's inside the path. So if I open console, you can see that path is just a slash. So if it's slash, it's home. If it's not slash, it's card. So well, here in this a tag, I can put all those classes like this, and on the beginning add the parentheses, and here I can check. Let's add some space here, and let's check if path is just a slash, then I know it's home. So let's add some extra classes, and otherwise no extra classes. And those extra classes, let's do text emerald 500, and it didn't work because we forgot the plus here, but now it works. But now we need also to fix this card or checkout. Maybe you can just call it card. Yeah, and no, let's make it checkout. All right, so here let's also add those curly brackets here and add some space, parentheses and plus, and here let's check path is slash checkout and checkout, and if it is, we want to add text emerald 500. If it's not, we don't do anything. Right, so this will not work because we'll get 404, but we can quickly add this checkout page here inside our pages. Let's do a new file, checkout with small letter, checkout.js, and here let's do export and default checkout. Let's do checkout page. The name doesn't really matter. I just forgot about the function, that this is a function, and it will be return of just a div. Now we can actually put the whole layout first. So let's do layout. Yeah, and let's just put checkout. Yeah, so now it works. So we can go back to home and back to checkout. Right, so the next thing is actually to make those add to checkout, add to cart button to work. So it will update the number here, and it will also list the products here. All right, so let's go to our product first, product component. Here we have the button, and we want this button to add this product. Maybe we can add the product ID, so underscore ID, to our app, to our context. We will use context for this. So I could use a separate directory, but for just one file, I will put it just here, and I will call this one, I just do products context.js. Yeah, and here I would do just const products context. We can also export it as well, equals, and create context, and default will be an empty object. That's okay. And now I will also add the create a provider here, so it will be easier to put it inside our main component app.js. So let's do export function, and let's call this one function products context provider. Yeah, and let's say it will just for now return like an empty element here, right? But actually instead of this empty element, we can do products context that provider, and we need to provide some values here, and this value will be actually here stored as a state. So let's do products, or we can call it selected products, and set selected products. It will be use state, and let's say default will be an empty array and empty array. So inside our products, let's just export this selected products. So now we can go back to our footer, and we can actually import this selected products, and instead of showing 0, we can count it from selected product. And this is how we do this. Let's do const, and here selected products equals use context, and here we need to use context called products context, like this. And now we can use this one. We can put it here. Oops. Products content, selected products length. This doesn't work yet because we need to use this provider. Let's go to app.js, and here inside we need to put our provider that will be above. So let's do products context provider, and the rest we'll put it here. Oops, I forgot about this one. Now it should work. Let's refresh. Let's see, maybe I need to restart my... No, it doesn't work because I forgot about one important thing. Inside our provider, I forgot that I need to take and display all the children here. So let's do children. So now it still shows 0 because inside our selected products, we have 0. But now we can go back to our product component, and we can finally fix this button. So we can use context and import stuff from our context. This context is called products context. But the thing is, we could actually port here from our context set selected products. Yeah, and maybe we can do this. So let's import this one, set selected products. Let's see if we are providing this. No, we are not. Let's do set selected products. So we will pass it as well. Let's go back to our product, and now let's see. On our button, when we do on click, let's say that we will call a function called add product, and we will pass ID of this product. So here on click, let's do add product with the passed ID of this product. Well, actually, we don't need to pass ID because it's same ID for for the whole component. So I know that inside this component, we will only this one ID. Right, so here we just need to use set selected products, and inside here we can get the previous state, and we want to return an array with all the products and the next ID. So if it's empty, this will be empty, and we will just add this one product. If we have, for example, 3 IDs here, we will create a new array with those 3 IDs, and we will also add this new ID here. So let's see, if I click plus here, I can see it has changed to 1. So it works. I can click it many times, and it works. So yeah, I click cart, and I have those 14 products. But now a small problem is that, let me show you, if I do refresh, it's 0, and we don't want to lose this information actually. So one way would be to save it inside database, but I think an easier way would be just to put it inside local storage. So there are existing hooks that we can use for local storage. So we could use something else instead of use state, or we could save it ourselves. And I think it would be better to use a ready solution. So let's go to Yarn. And there's a hook called use local storage state. Yeah, this one. I will copy this one, and inside my terminal, I will do yarn add and this one. Now we can see how to use it. You just do use local storage state instead of use state like this. But the first param should be the key to local storage. So let's say it will be card, and then we will have an object here with default value. So instead of this default value here, let's do object here, and let's put default value. That will be an empty array. So this one is not imported yet. So let's put import use local storage from use local storage state like this. And this one is not used anymore. So we can actually get rid of this. Right, now let's see if it works. So I will go here. So we have 3 products, and if I refresh, we still have 3 products. All right, so the next part will be to actually list the products here that we have inside our shopping cart. All right, so let's go back to our, let's see here. Inside pages, we have this checkout page that is almost empty. We just have the layout for this footer and padding and checkout here. All right, so what do we want to display here? We want to display all the products so we can also remove them. So first we need to get our selected products. So let's do a const and selected products equals use context, and the context will be products context. Yeah. And now, as you remember, inside the selected products, we can do join and join them by using comma. Inside selected products, we have only IDs. So even here, we need to fetch information about our products. And here, instead of fetching all the products, we will fetch only the products that we have inside selected products. So let's, and we will not use getServerSideProps because this page cart will be different for every user. So we will actually use effect here that we started with on our home page. So when this page loads, let's run this function. And we want to run a fetch to /API/products, but this endpoint will actually fetch all the products, and we want only to fetch specific IDs. So I will add a get param here, and I'll pass IDs like this. And here I'll just add a plus, and I will put selected products, and I will join them with a comma. All right, and then we need to do then, because we'll have some response, and with this response we want to put it as a JSON, and after it's done with JSONing, we get this JSON here, and we want to save it, this JSON. Inside this JSON we'll have information about our products, and let's put it inside our staso. So let's do const products, let's do products info, and set products info equals use state and empty array as the default. And here set products info and just this JSON. Right, so for now it will not work, or it will work, but we will have all the products here. And it will work, and it's fine, but a more professional way, I would say, is to, let's see, here we get all the products, and we get 8 products, even if we pass the IDs. Oops, the IDs is empty. Yeah, because selected products is empty on the beginning, but we need to check here inside dependencies when it changes. So let's do selected products. Yeah, so here we are calling with the IDs. And even here, those IDs are the same. So maybe we can get rid of duplicates. So here, let's do const unique IDs. Like this. And the same way we did with category names, we need to do new set, and here selected products, and of this set we will do an array like this, And now we'll have a unique IDs that we can use instead of selected products. So do unique IDs. And now as you can see, we have only our refresh. We still get many IDs. Let's see. Unique IDs is new set of selected products. Okay, now we have 2 IDs. Yeah, so that's correct. All right, so we have 2 products, but we have 2 different products, but in total we have 3 products because of one product we have the amount of the product will be 2. All right, so we need to fix this endpoint so it will return only those 2 products that we are asking for. So let's go to our API / products, and as you can see here we are just finding all the products. But we can actually here first check if we have this param with IDs. So this param is actually inside our request and it's inside the query. So we can do const IDs equals request query IDs. Yeah, like this. But the easier way will be just to make it shorter like this. And it's the same. All right, so here we can check if we have any IDs. Then we want to do something else. Otherwise, we just want to respond with all the products. But if we have IDs, we want to respond with the JSON, but only with those specific products. So here we could create a separate function, find the products for those IDs here, but we can actually make a one-liner of this. So I will do await, and here just product model, and we will do find. And here we want to find where underscore ID is inside. So let's do another curly brackets here and $in for inside. And here we need to pass an array of IDs. And this is not an array, this is a string with IDs separated by comma. So to transform it to an array, we'll do IDs and we will split it with comma. Yeah, now let's see if it works. If I refresh the products, we get only 2 IDs here, and let's see preview, and nothing has been returned. Yeah, because I forgot to do exec here at the end. Now let's refresh. Payload, we get the IDs. Peer preview, we get nothing. Let's try to do console log of the IDs to see if we have them. Let's open console here. If I refresh, yeah, we get the IDs. And we have this await, and we check for underscore ID to be inside. Then we have one. I'll put it like this. I'll put this as a separate row. Then like this. Underscore ID should be inside this array. Let's maybe create an array of IDs. IDs array. And let's split it here. IDs split. Oh, that's why. It shouldn't be split. It should be joined. We have already a string. It should be joined to create an array. Yeah, now we can get rid of this console log. And now we have a small error. Let's see. IDs join is not a function. Well, let's create array here. Const IDs array equals IDs. Is it join or split? Sorry about this. Adds all the elements of an array separated by the specific. It returns a string. We don't want this. We want actually to use split. Yeah. And here let's do IDs array and let's console log it. So we'll see how it looks like. IDs array and let's refresh. Yeah, so we have an array of IDs. Let's see what it returns. We get some payload, nothing in preview. Maybe we need to restart our server. Let's see. Products, preview, nothing. What if we add more products? Let's see. Now we have like 6 products. Okay, now we get some information. Only about 1 product, but that's fine. Let's maybe try to go to application and let's clear the data. So our cart will be empty. Yes, it is empty now. And now let's add this iPhone. So we have iPhone and let's add the Galaxy S22. Yeah, and now we have 2 IDs. Let's go to network tab and let's see what do we get inside response. Yeah, so now it works. I can get rid of this console log. Everything worked from the beginning. Right, but now instead of this, let's go back to our checkout page. All right, so we have products info here with 2 products because we added only 2 products. Let's add, for example, 3 more iPhones. All right, so now we will still have 2 products as a response because we have 3 iPhones and it's the same product. Right, so now we want to display all the products here. So we can actually loop through those products info. Maybe we can call this one products infos and set products infos, and here set products infos to make it plural. All right, so here we can loop, maybe first we can check if we have something here. And so let's do products infos. Let's check that we have a length, but if we don't have a length or if it's 0, then let's show a div with saying no products in your shopping cart. Yeah, and here let's do if we have products infos with a length that is not 0, let's do end, and let's put a div here, and or maybe not a div, we can just loop through the product infos. So it's the product infos map, and for each product info singular we want to put a div here. And well, we could use the product component, or we can make this product look different. So we can do actually product info and show the name. So we see that we have some Galaxy S22 and some iPhones here. Right, so I think that here we have some rows with many products, but here I would like to have like image on the left, and then the name of the product, price, and the number, how many products of this, how many of this product do we have, and then underneath Galaxy and all the products, as you usually have with all the e-commerce sites. So let's start with an image. So let's do div with some class names. I will add maybe a small background gray of 100 for the image, and I will add some small padding of, let's say, 3, and it will be rounded XL as always. Inside image with source to be product info picture. Yeah, so we have some picture. Right, but now on the right side we want to put name of the product. So let's put it inside H3, and let's do product info name. And to make it on the right side, I will put on the parent flex. Yeah, so we have iPhone 4 Pro or 13 Pro. But let's just make this image smaller. So I will do class name of let's do width 24. Yeah, that's much better. And on the each product, let's add some spacing. So maybe we can do just margin bottom of, let's say, 5. So we have some spacing between the products. Now for this information div, let's maybe add some class names, and let's do padding left of 4. Yeah, so that's better. For the name of the product, let's do font bold, and let's make it bigger. So let's do text large. Yeah, that's better. Now for the description, so let's do product info description, and we have this description, but it's really big, so let's make it smaller. Let's do class name, and let's make it smaller, text SM, and I think this background here is too big, so I will add a height of 24 here as well. No, it should be 24. Okay, this image has been, this div has been shrinked. Let's see if I make it like this. Yeah, and we don't want this one to shrink, so let's try with shrink 0. Yeah, now it shouldn't shrink. Let's try to make it smaller. Yeah, it's fine. So this description should be text small, and let's do leading of 4. Yeah, and let's change maybe the color here. So let's do maybe text gray 400. That's barely visible. Let's change it to maybe 600, 500. Yeah, let's check it on the home page. It's just black here. Maybe we can change it on the home page as well. Let's go to product, and on the description, let's change to text gray 500. Yeah, Right, let's go back to our cart checkout here. Right, so now we need to show the price and the number of the items here. So let's put maybe another div here that will have some class names of flex, because we'll have a price here that will be product info price, and on the right side we'll have how much of this product we have. So to know, we need to check that selected products, we want to filter the selected products to see the ID of this one. So let's see that for this, for a product, no, we get actually IDs here. So let's filter and let's check that ID is the product info underscore ID. And now we just need the length, right? So we have total of 5 iPhones here. Wait a second. Okay, sorry, I forgot to compare equals this. So now, as you can see, we have 4 iPhones here and 1 Galaxy S22. But let's fix it. Let's add some spacing. The first one should grow. So let's do grow. So the number will be on the right side. This one will be on the right side. But I don't want to only have the number. I want to have like plus minus buttons so I can increase and decrease the number of this number, how many iPhones we have and other products. So I will add 2 buttons here. The first one will be minus. And let's add some class names here. So let's make background gray of 200. Or no, let's make it white. But let's just add the border of border, and border color will be gray of, I don't know, 300 like this. And maybe instead let's use this emerald color, emerald 500 for the border. And well, now we need some spacing on the sides, yeah, and rounded corners. So let's do rounded XL. Yeah, maybe not XL, let's do large. Yeah, I think that's better. And the text should be also emerald 500. Yeah, maybe we can make the border bigger. Oh, it doesn't really matter. But we need another button here underneath. So after the number, that will be actually a plus, so we can add more of this product. Maybe we can change the styling a little bit. So instead of this border, let's use it as a background emerald, and let's change the text color to text white. Yeah, and now the number of the product, of how many products, let's put it inside the span so we can add some class names here. And let's do padding on the sides will be 5. That's too much. Let's do 2. Yeah, that's okay. And I think this will work. Now we need to fix so those buttons will work. So let's create functions for those. The first will be function called add. Let's do more of this product, and we'll pass the ID of the product. And another function will be less of this product. Yeah. And we need to import here from our context set selected products so we can update our context. And let's do set selected products, and we get the previous value. And well, now if we want to have more of this product, we can just do return an array with all the previous values we had and one more ID that we're passing here. So now I can use this function, and on the plus button, yeah, let's do on click. We will do this function, more of this product, but we need to pass an ID. An ID will be actually product info that underscore ID. So now I should be able to click here and it should be changed to 5. So let's do, yeah, it's 5. And this one is still 1. Let's click this one, it's 2. And as you can see, the car has been updated to 7 because we have 5 here and 2 here. So it's 7. All right, now let's fix this. On click, arrow function, less of this product info underscore ID. All right, and if we want to have less of this product, what should we do? we want to remove one ID from this selected product. So first let's check if we have, let's check for the position of this ID, if we have any. So let's do const position equals, and now selected products, and here index of the ID that we get inside as a param. And now if we have this position and this position is different than -1, so it exists inside this array of selected products, we can get rid of this. So we can do set selected products, and we can actually just pass a new array of selected IDs. So let's do const new selected products, and here we want to put all the selected products except position of this. So let's do selected products, and let's maybe filter out this one. So inside filter we put a function, and we tell if it should be included or not. In the first value we can get the value, so the ID of selected product, and second is index, so the position. So we can actually check that the index is actually different than the position. And here we can do new selected products like this. So let's refresh and let's see if we can do minus here. Yeah, it's 4 and it's 6 here. But actually here it's always better to use a previous value instead of using the one that we already have here. So I will put it as an arrow function here. And here let's just return the new value, but based on the previous and not based on this one. So I can actually cut it from here, put it here, but instead of selected the products, I can use previous value. I can get rid of this. Yeah, I can decrease to 3. I can refresh. Yeah, it works. It works. Right, so now this thing works. And all right, so we have our shopping cart with our products that we can get rid of even. So we have only 3 iPhones now, but maybe let's add maybe also some, I want this ROG gaming laptop, so +1 here. But now inside our shopping cart, I want to add some inputs. So I can put address, name, email and stuff, and then a big button and maybe a summary of the prices. So I want to know the total of how much money I should pay for all of this. All right, so this is the end of our looping, where we are looping through our products. So underneath I will put a div, and here we will just put several inputs for our address and stuff. And I think to make it simpler, I will just put maybe 3. So let's do input, and let's see, what do we really need? We need an street address. So let's do placeholder of street and the number, street address and number. And then we need another input with placeholder like city and postal code. And let's also add email address, type email, and placeholder will be email address. Yeah, so we have 3 inputs, but let's add some styling for those. So select all of those like this, and let's do class name. And what do we want to do? Let's make them look like this one. So let's do background of gray, maybe let's do 200, and 100 will be enough. And let's make width of full. So we take full width, and rounded, let's make XL, maybe just large, and some padding on the sides of, let's say 4, and padding from the top and the bottom, let's say 2. Let's see how it looks like. Yeah, it's fine. But now I only need to add some margin bottom here. So the margin bottom of 2. Yeah, so I have some spacing between those. Right, now we need to actually put values on all of those inside the state. I think we also will need a name, your name. All right, so we have 4 inputs. Let's create state for those. So let's do const, and the first one will be address, and set address, use state. Default will be empty string. Now the next one will be city, set city, default will be empty string. The third one will be name, set name, empty string as an default. And the fourth one will be email. So let's do const email and set email. Right, now we need to add the value on those and on change. So let's do value will be, well, different for each one. So the first will be address, the second will be city, the third one will be name, and the fourth one will be email. All right, so now we want to add the on change. So on each of those, I will add on change, and we will get an event. And with this event, we will do set blah, 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 event target value. So I think I can grab those names, and I can put it like this, set, and now this, but this letter should be uppercase. Can I do like this? No. Okay, I will do this manually. And here even event target value, right? And here set address, set capital city, set name, and set email like this. Okay, now the inputs should work. Yeah, they do. Right, now under the inputs, I want to have a summary like subtotal, deliver price, $5 or something like this, and then total. So let's put the div with all this info. So let's do maybe h3, subtotal will be, and here let's do h3 and $123. Yeah, but let's style it a little better. So let's put all those two inside a separate div. Yeah, and this div will be flex. Yeah, so the first h3 should grow, so the subtotal will be on the right side. Right, and the main div that has all of this, let's add some margin top of, I don't know, 4. So we have some spacing here. And even on those inputs, let's put some margin top of 4. So we have some more spacing here. Yeah, we have subtotal. Now let's add 2 more. The second will be delivery or transport, and who will be total. Yeah, maybe we can make it prettier a little bit. So the one that is growing, let's make it bold. So let's do font bold, but more grayish. So let's do text and gray, and let's do 400. Yeah, and now on those containers for each, let's add some padding. So I will do a margin on the top and the bottom of 5. Yeah, and maybe 5 is too big. Let's do 3. Yeah, but on the last one, I would like to have like small border on the top. Yeah, and this border will be dashed, and the border color will be this emerald 500. Yeah, maybe we can make it bigger. That's the border of 4. No, not this. Border top 2. Yeah, something like this. Now also padding from top. Padding top. Oh, sorry, it should be padding top of 3. Yeah, actually can be just border top with 1. Yeah, I think that looks good enough. Now for the prices, let's maybe make them bold as well. So let's do class names here and the font bold. Yeah, I think that's better. But now we want to update those numbers. Subtotal should be calculated from here. So let's maybe scroll here where we have our JavaScript, and let's do total equals, let's say it will be 0 in the beginning, and then we want to loop through. Let's first check if we have selected products. If we have length inside selected products, sorry, I forgot the dot. Then we can do through them with for loop, let ID of selected products, right? And for each ID that we have, so we have inside here selected products, we have IDs, only IDs. But for example, on this shopping cart, we'll have 4 IDs, 3 IDs of iPhone 14 and 1 ID of this ROG gaming laptop. Because inside selected products, we have IDs with duplicates. If we have like 3 iPhones, we'll have 3 the same IDs. All right, so let's get price for this item price, maybe just price, doesn't really matter. Price, let's do products infos, and let's find the specific product. So this specific product will be product ID equals, and this ID, and here just price. And now we can add this price to our total. So let's do total equals total plus equals price. We could do, to easier to understand, will be total equals total plus price, but the shorter version will be plus equals price. And now we can, this will be actually subtotal. So let's put it here, subtotal, we call it total. Maybe we can rename this name. So here and here, let's call this one subtotal. And now let's also add a const for delivery price. It will be, let's say, $5 always. And we have subtotal, but let's also add the total will be subtotal plus delivery price. Now we can use those variables here. Here will be subtotal, here we'll have delivery price, and here we'll have total. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it works. Let's get rid of this one, and let's only put 1 iPhone. Yeah, it works. Now the last part will be to put a big button that will be just, what can you say, go to checkout or something like this. Or we can say pay and total with $sign here. So we have a button here that doesn't work or do anything, or yeah, it looks really bad. So let's add some class names here. And I want to add this background color of emerald, and I want to add padding of 5, and I want to make text white, and it should take full width. So let's do width of full. Yeah, almost there. Let's do padding on the sides of 5, but on the top and the bottom let's do only 2. And now rounded corners of XL. Yeah, that's better. Font should be bold. Yeah, that's better. Now let's add also shadow maybe, or let's do margin top of 2, let's do 4, and also on the bottoms let's do margin Y, so on the top and the bottom. And now shadow, let's do also this emerald, let's do 500, check with 100, nothing has changed. Maybe we need to add also sizing, so let's do shadow XL, let's change 400. Yeah, now we have some shadow. Change to large. Let's change this one to 200, 300. Yeah, I think this will work. Right, so now when we are clicking, this doesn't do anything. But now it comes the part where we should integrate Stripe. But let's see first, we get some small error here. Yeah, we need a key on this div here because we are looping through here, mapping. So it's the product info ID. Yeah, right. And now let's see. I have prepared here the tab, how to implement Stripe an easy way. So here, let's see, I'll make this one bigger. I have selected that the front end is Next.js. As you can see here for the page, they want us to put this button here inside a form, and the form action should be an API endpoint, like checkout sessions or something. So here we have our button, put the form. The action will be /API/ so maybe just checkout, maybe checkout sessions, doesn't really matter. It can be just checkout. And but the method should be post. Yeah, and the button should be here inside this form. And the type of this button, let's put it as submit. So it will submit this form. And they are not sending anything else, but we will, because we want to send some hidden information. So let's do input type hidden. And we want to send, for example, the IDs of the products that we want to buy. So let's do name, and the name will be products, and the value will be just selected products. And here we can do just join them with a comma. So we will send those IDs joined using comma, so it will be a string. All right, what else do we want to send? We want to send, we want actually to send all those addresses and stuff. So maybe I can take this one and I can make it start somewhere here, and here I will add some indentation like this. Yeah, and now I also need to put name on all of those inputs. So let's do name, and well, I can grab name from here, copy. Oh, this will not work as I thought, but I just fix it like this. So yeah, and it should be actually like this. So go again. Yeah, this should work. So we are sending address, city, name, email with the default form that HTML is using post to our checkpoint that doesn't exist yet. And we are sending hidden information about selected product. All right, so let's create this checkpoint, right? Inside API, let's call this one, it should be checkout.js, and it shouldn't be confused with this checkout. This checkout is a page that we display all the products and the form and stuff, and this one is inside this API directory. So here inside, as always, export default function, async function, and we get request and response. I will do request response like this, and well, let's put the name here. Handle doesn't really matter, and well, first is let's connect to our database. So let's do init mongoose and await here. So on the next lines will be already connected to the database. Right, so after we are connected to our database, we want to check if it post request. So if request method is post, or maybe let's check if it's not post, then we will say response body should be post, but it's not, and send. So let's see if I click here, it should be email address, sorry, pay. Okay, now it's not doing anything because we need to have like response JSON okay or something. Try again, we have okay, but if we refresh, it's not a post request anymore. Or we should have an else here, or maybe turn here, so to not go somewhere else. Oh, it still says okay. Request method is not a post. Let's do request method to see what it is actually. It is post. Okay, even if I refresh, it's post. Okay, that's cool. Cannot read properties of undefined. I tried to go back to checkout page and it didn't work. Let's see why. On the line 36. Okay, if we don't have any products, it tried to find the product, it cannot find it. We have something else. No, let's do like this. And if it doesn't find, let's use 0. Okay. Why it shows all the products? It shouldn't show the products of the, let's see, here we have all the products, and here we should only have this one product. Now it's okay. Now it's not. Now it's not. And this is not okay. Let's see why. So this is checkout page, and let's see, product infos length. We are mapping through products infos, and let's see, maybe let's see, we have one ID and one product is returned. Let's see, what do we have here? We are fetching the product infos. We are using state. Let's see how the state looks like. Let's go to components, checkout page. Here we have some context. Here we have the states with all the products. I don't know why we get so many, but an easy fix would be to just, where we are looping the products, we can check that we have this, the amount is bigger than 0. So here actually we can open curly brackets here. Let's also close it here, and here we can do return, right? And this will work. But so if I refresh, it still works. Yeah, but sometimes it shows one, sometimes it shows other products as well with zeros here. But I want to get amount here. Let's see where we get amount. Here we get amount. We are doing length, selected products. Let's do here. Let's check const amount equals this. And if amount equals 0, then return nothing. Now we have only one iPhone here. Let's call this one. If I refresh, it's still one iPhone, so it's fixed. Right. And let's see now. Let's put an email address here, testexample.com, something here, something here, something here. Let's pay, and it's a post request. And all right, now let's see. Here we are just responding with the request name, a request type, but instead we want to init and redirect to the Stripe checkout. So how can we do this? So first we need to actually install Stripe. So let's open console here, and here we'll do yarn add Stripe like this, and now we can import it. So we can actually maybe use require as they are doing this. See on this checkout session, as you can see, they are doing something like this. So let's copy this, let's put it here, but we don't have this Stripe secret key, but let's fix it. Let's go to Stripe, let's go to dashboard, because I'm already logged in. I will create a new account here, and I will name it as test e-commerce. Yeah, create account. Right, now we have some publishable key and secret key. And let's see, let's go to our env file, and let's call this one Stripe let's call this one public key. It will be this, the first one. Let's put it here, and let's do Stripe secret key equals the second one. I will they look exactly the same, and that publishable key, let's space it again, and secret key, let's space it again. Now they are different. I will delete them later, so you can't use it. Let's see here. All right, so we have it here. Let's go back to our checkout API endpoint. So we are requiring this Stripe. So now we can use it the same way they are using it here. So let's see. They're checking if it's post, and then they are creating a session. So let's do this here. So const session equals, well, maybe we can just copy this thing. And then if, then after this, they are redirecting to session URL. So they are redirecting to the URL of the checkout. All right, so here let's see, what do we do inside creating this session? We have line items, so our products and prices and stuff, mode the payment, and then success URL and cancel URL. Okay, so it will go to our home page or the page that we came from with success true or cancelled true. Doesn't really matter, we can fix it later. And one thing that we need to fix now is those line items. As you can see, they have only like one product here, but we have several products, and we get it from our request. So let's do products, or maybe products IDs equals, and now let's get request body products, and let's split it because it's a string comma separated. I want this to be an array of IDs. So yeah, now we have IDs here. So let's see, else do we want to do? We want to have unique IDs maybe. Let's do unique IDs. I guess we will need them. So let's do request, not request. Let's use the products IDs. And as always, to make those unique, new set of those. And now let's put it back as an array. So we have unique IDs, and now let's fetch products for those unique IDs. Products equals, and await product model, product from models product find, and now where underscore ID. Let me make this bigger. New curly brackets, new object in, and now unique IDs, and exec here. Yeah, and we should get the products. Maybe we can do just console log, or maybe a response JSON product, so we will know if it works. Let's see here. We'll refresh. Yeah, we get one product because it was only iPhone inside. All right, but now we need to use those informations we have here and fix those line items. So let's go for every unique ID. So let's do for let product ID of unique IDs. So we'll loop through unique IDs. We are not looping through products IDs because those can be duplicates. If we have two iPhones, we'll have the same IDs. But if we have two iPhones, here inside we'll have only one ID. And here inside we'll get only once for the iPhone, and we can check how many iPhones we actually want here. So let's do const quantity. Let's call this quantity, maybe amount quantity. Yeah, I think should be quant. And now let's count how many of this ID is inside here. So let's do products IDs, and let's do find where this ID is product ID, and let's do length, right? So we have quantity. Let's grab this product from products. So we have all information like price and stuff. So let's do const product equals from products. We want to find where product underscore ID, and this is actually an object of object ID. So let's do to string equals product ID, right? And now when we have our product, what else do we need? I think that's all. So maybe we can prepare our line items. So let's do let line items equals empty array on the beginning. But now for each product, we can do line items push. So we'll push a new object here inside. And we need price, quantity and stuff. Let's start with quantity. Quantity will be quantity. Or maybe we can make it shorter like this. So we put quantity is quantity, and well, what else? You can check inside the documentation that you can either use price with price ID if you already created the products somewhere else, or you can actually use price data. And in price data will be actually an object of information. So now instead of this array, we can actually use our line items that we are preparing here and updating here for each product. And inside price data, we need actually currency, and it will be USD dollar because we have all prices with USD dollar. And we need also product data. Here it is, and it will be also an object. But inside product data, we just need the name of the product, and the name of the product will be from here, from our database. So let's do product.name, and that's everything we need from product data. Now we also need, we have currency, but we need also amount for one item. So let's do unit amount, and it will be product price. And we don't have any price. We can do just product.price. And now the thing is that they want this in the smallest possible currency amount. So they don't want to have US dollars, but they want to use US cents. So I will do times 100. If you are using different currency, you should also pass here the amount in the lowest nominal of the currency, right? So if you are using euro, it will be euro cents here that you should send. All right, so I think that's everything we need inside our line items. So this one works, I guess. So let's see if this redirection will work. I will go back here. I will refresh to see if it works. Yeah, let's do test, and test at example.com. Let's send pay. Let's see what happens. Yeah, and it works. It says 21,576. That's too much. Let's see. We are sending quantity. Sorry, I forgot here. Quantity is wrong. We need to check that ID is the same as product ID. Okay, now let's test at example.com. See, invalid currency USD. Okay, we have a space here that we shouldn't have. Response body is not a function. Okay, so we are doing response body somewhere here. Let's do just JSON. Should be a pause, but it's not. Okay, let's try again. Test at example.com. Let's send it, and we get our currency, but it's still 21,000 for iPhone 14 Pro. Okay, something is wrong, but let's fix it. I will refresh, and probably we are sending wrong products IDs. Let's see. We are sending selected products. All right. Let's see. I will inspect it here. Let's see. Selected products value. Okay. Looks correct. Let's go to our checkout and let's do response JSON of products IDs and just return this so it will stop here, and let's send it. Yeah, we have only one ID. Let's see what else can be wrong here. Quantity. Yeah, let's display the lines. So let's do response JSON lines, product lines, line items, and return so it will stop here. I will refresh. Quantity 24. That's not okay. Quantity. Let's see. We are okay. That is wrong. Products ID is find. We don't want to find. We want to do filter. So we filter that products IDs that is the same that is inside the loop. Let's try again. Yeah, now we have only one. So now if I let it run to the end, we should, yeah, it's only 899. So that's correct. So as you remember, here in products IDs, we get IDs, but we can have duplicates. If there are two iPhones, there will be two the same IDs inside this array. And here we are looping of the unique IDs. So if we have two iPhones, this code will be run only once. And here we have this unique ID of the iPhone, and we are checking if this ID of the iPhone of the product is here several times. So for this array, we are checking to get all the IDs that are this ID, and we are checking the length to know if there are several iPhones here. But let's continue with, so we have email here. Maybe we can pass it as well. Let's see if we can do email, customer email. Yes, we can pass it because we are sending this as well. As you remember, we can do here const, and we can do email. We can grab email, name, and the address and city, also from request body. And now customer email will be just email. Yeah, and now let's go back here and let's see if it works. Test at example.com. Let's pay this. Yeah, and email worked. But now, as you can see, those variables, constants, are not used anywhere. So you can pay for this, but well, I as the admin of my store don't get any information. I don't save any information. So I was thinking like, yeah, I do get confirmation from the Stripe, I guess, but I would like to save it as well in my database. So I think I will create a new model here for orders. Let's do order.js, and here let's do as always const order schema equals new schema. Yes, and well, inside each order, we should know when it was created. So I will add the timestamps here as a second param to true. And but here inside fields, what do we want to know? Well, I want to know the product, and let's say that the product will be just an object of product. And another thing, I want to know if it's paid or not. So paid will be a type of number, and default value will be 0. Yeah, and now let's create a model from this. So const order equals, let's check if we already have it inside models first. If we have order, if we don't, then we want to call model function to create a new model with the name order and order schema as a schema. Now we just need to export it, export default order. And now let's go to our API checkout. Okay, and before we will redirect to this checkout page that you can see here, let's save information about our order. So let's do order, and it has been imported for me. Yes. So let's do order and simply create. Because this is async, I will do await here. All right, and after we create an order, or not after, let's put information here. So products, I think it was products, let's see. Yeah, product. And here we will just do line item. So we can reuse this. And paid, so 0. And maybe I can put it here above before we create the session. Right, and I can grab the order ID and stuff, order object after creation. So I can get order ID. And actually I can send this as an extra data. So when they will call back our endpoint to tell that this order has been paid, I can grab an ID that I will send to them. So this is called metadata. And the only metadata I want to send is order ID, and the order ID comes from order that underscore ID. And I will run toString on this because when you grabbed it from this from the database Mongoose, this will be actually an object and not string. But I want to send it as a string, so I will do it like this. All right, so this should work. All right, but 1 second. We should also save the name and stuff. So let's do name string, email string, address string. Sorry, this should be string here, and city string. Yeah. So let's see. I probably need to restart my app here. So let's go back here and let's see. I will go back and city address test 123, postal code 123, Stockholm. Your name David, address David at example.com. Let's pay this one. And we get small error here, cannot set headers after they are sent to client. Let's see if we get the order here. So we'll go here, refresh, we get orders, we get products. Yeah, but we are not saving the name and stuff. Let's see. Pages, API. Yeah, let's here save the name, email, and address and city as well, because they have the same name. So I don't need to do colon name because it will be the same thing. I will go back here and do test 123 and 123 name David at example.com. Try to pay this. Yeah, let's refresh. Orders, we have 2 orders and we have name and stuff. All right, there is something we send along the way here. Let's see. Okay, we are redirecting, then we are printing JSON. Shouldn't go this way, should be like this. And now we should get rid of those errors or warnings. All right, so now let's see if we can pay this one. So the default testing credit card number is 42424242, and here let's just do anything test and let's pay this one. Yeah, so it's paid and it has redirected me to success true. So here on the homepage you could actually check if it's success true, and then you can do like your order has been sent, thank you for your patience, and you can empty this cart. So maybe let's do this. Let's go to pages, and we can actually do this inside our layout, I think. So it doesn't matter on what page you will land, we will do the same thing. Oops, not here. So let's use effect so we can run a function when the page loads. No dependencies, and here we want to check URL. So let's do console log and the window location graph. So we can see if we have this success true here. Yeah, we have this success true. Right, so we can do if we have this window location graph, and we can check if it includes success. And if it includes success, what do we want to do? We want to clean this shopping cart. So let's use context here. Set selected products from use context, and it was called something with context, product context or checkout context, no, products context. And now we can just set selected products to just empty array. Yeah. So now we actually did it. So now the cart is empty, but we can also like print a message somewhere here. So if I go back in here, I don't get this success true anymore. But if we have it, let's save it inside the state. So let's do const success, set success, and it will be use state, and default will be false. And here will be let's do set success to true, because we know it's inside URL. And then if we have a success, let's do check if success. Then let's add the div with some class names here, and we can do something like margin bottom of 5. Let's do background of green 400. Why not? Text white, text large, and let's put some text thanks for your order. Why not? Let's add some padding 5, and rounded corners, rounded XL. So this is what you get after you pay the order. Now if you go to cart or back to home, it disappears. Right, but another thing is actually that we need to register a callback. Let's see where it was. We are on test e-commerce. Let's go to documentation, and here we can test with different card numbers, but then we need to fix also fulfillment. And because this URL, this one, is not publicly available, this means that Stripe cannot send data to this URL because it works only on your network, on your computer. So they want you to, for testing purposes, to download a Stripe command line interface so you can make it this endpoint more public. So the first is actually that we need to install Stripe CLI, and for me, because I'm on Mac, here you have instructions for Windows. For me on Mac, it's just brew install and Stripe CLI. So I'll run it here, and after it's installed, you just do Stripe login. So I'll do Stripe login, and it will open this new page, and you can just select your project, allow access, and no access is granted. Now you need to press enter, as you see, and well, now I think it works. Now they are saying that you have this key that you should save, and this key is actually used for webhooks, for webhook endpoint. So let's see. We will create another API endpoint called webhook, webhook.js. And here, as always, we'll do export default async function handler request response. And first, as always, init mongoose, so we'll have connection to database and await here. Right, so we want them to, as you can see, the name is webhook here, and it's inside Pages API. So URL for this will be actually localhost 3000 and then /API/webhook. But because they Stripe can't access this localhost 3000, your application, they want you to use this Stripe login, and then you can pass through the connection to this endpoint. Let me show you here on the documentation how you should fulfill orders with checkout. we can scroll down and you can see that here, Stripe listen forward to, and but the thing is we want to change this 4042 to 3000, and let me check if it's okay. Yeah, 3000 / webhook / API / webhook. This is what we want. Enter. So now it's getting ready. And this is actually something we need to save to the clipboard because we need to validate it here. So the name of this is signing secret. So let's do signing secret. Let's save it here. Actually, you can save it inside the .env, but well, I will put it here for now. And well, now let's see how we should validate our payment. So let's grab this. And let's use Stripe here as well. Let's import this. But we can actually replace this one and use process env. And this one is Stripe secret key. Right. And now let's see. We have the Stripe secret key. We have Stripe now that we can use. So the first thing we need to do is they're using Express here. So we need to only use this part. We need to grab the payload. So let's grab the payload. But here the problem is that this payload will be parsed by Next.js and we don't want to do this. So I will do export const config, and it's an object, and inside API object we want to disable body parser false. Yeah, so this request body payload will not be parsed. Right, now we want to grab the signature they're sending so we can compare it using our signature. So let's do signature equals, and request, it's inside the header. So let's do headers signature, not just signature, it should be Stripe signature. Yes, yeah, here they are just printing what the payload is. Let's see here. Yeah, and you see they are using raw here, so no parsing. They are grabbing the signature and then they are doing this. They are creating an event information. So let's do this here as well. Const event equals, and the thing is that let me make this bigger. This function will fail if there's something wrong with the request. So we are checking the payload, what they are sending, and we are comparing with our signing secret. We should actually name this to signing secret, and not signing secret, I think should be, let's see the params. Here should be the header, signature from the header, and the third one should be our signing secret. So we are checking this payload that the signature they are sending is right with the signature signing secret we have and the payload that they are sending. And this function takes care of this. And if something is wrong, it will fail and not do anything that is underneath. So here we can we can actually, I think, check it if it works. So let's see. If something happens, let's add one iPhone. Let's go to cart, test, and test 1, 2, 3, test at example.com. Let's pay this one for iPhone. And let's see, it should be 42, 42, 42, 42, 42, 42. Let's do 1, 1, 2, 3. I will copy this card number 1, 2, 3. Test, rest, doesn't matter, pay. And we get some 500 errors. And the order has been paid, but the information they are sending to us, as you can see, here is the post they are sending information to our webhook, and we are responding with 500. That means that the validation is here inside fails and it returns 500, and nothing that is here underneath works, or nothing underneath will be executed. And here underneath we actually want to grab the order and find the order by the ID. So we can do actually find by ID, but we can't do this because this thing fails. And the solution is actually that we need to install another thing called micro, and this is like a micro, sorry, yarn add micro. You can use npm if you want, npm install micro. because micro has a package called buff that we need to read this request body in a raw form. So let's do import buffer from micro. And now here we would just do buffer request body. Now let's test with the request JSON. Okay, see if it works. We can see all the requests here, and let's maybe buy Galaxy phone. Let's pay invalid email address. Okay, let's put test at example.com. We need an email address. Yeah, 123 and 123 here, test here, let's pay and let's see. Yeah, so there send some informations, but we still get 500 errors. And this is because I forgot to wait. Yeah, and now let's try again. I will do test at example.com. Let's pay this one. Put 123 here and test here and let's pay and let's see. So we still get 500 errors. Oh, sorry, it should be error just a request, not a request body. Let's do this once again, test at example.com and let's pay this one. Let's see, 123 test and let's pay, and still 500 errors. Let's see, we are sending this payload. We are sending the signature from the headers, Stripe signature, and our signing secret. Oh, I misspelled this. It should be Stripe. Yeah, I will test it once again and by Xiaomi phone. Test at example.com and let's pay this one. 123 and test and pay and let's see. And we get 200. Yeah, so it works. So they're sending some information that we are not doing anything with it. But actually we have some information inside this event that we are not using. So we can actually check that this event is of type checkout. I think it's checkout.session.complete. Yes, I think the name of this is here, session.complete. Yeah, this is the most important one. All right, and if we have this checkout session complete event, completed, it should be completed, and then maybe we can do a console log and display this event data. So I can show you what the data we actually have there. So I will buy maybe an MacBook once again, and I will do example.com and I will pay for this one. Let's do 123 test here and let's pay. We get some 200, and see in our first tab where we have our app running, you can see that we have some huge console log, but the thing that we actually need is metadata here. As you can see, they are sending the object with the information we sent when we created this order. So if we go back to checkout API endpoint, you can see that we are sending this metadata order ID. So now let's go back to our webhook and now let's grab our metadata here. So let's do const metadata equals, and now let's try to grab it. So we need to get first inside of this event, we need to get inside data. So let's do event data, and then we have an object here. So let's do that object that, let's see if we have metadata here. Yeah, we do metadata. Yeah, let's add some question marks here in case something is missing. And we can do now if inside metadata we have something called order ID, because this is what we are sending, right? Yes, order ID. Then we know that we can fetch this order. So it's the const order equals order find by ID. So we can do metadata order ID, and we need to do wait here. All right, and another thing inside this information here is that we have a payment status, so we can check if the payment status is paid. So let's grab payment status, same way that we did for the metadata, but instead of metadata we'll do payment status with underscore here. Yeah, is it inside object as well? Yes, it is. So if we have order ID and the payment status is, let's see, it's paid. So let's see, equals paid. Then we want to grab this order and we want to mark it as paid. But we don't actually need to grab it. We can just update this, find by ID and update. So here is the ID and then the object that we want to update. Let's just do paid to 1. So we'll mark this one as paid. Right, and the last thing is, yeah, we are sending 200 by sending JSON OK. So this should work. Let's try to do one more order. Maybe let's buy Galaxy FreeBuds, Huawei FreeBuds actually. And let's add some street 123, city Stockholm, and my name David, and email is, let's say, david@example.com. And let's now pay this one. And this is the test credit card number. And this, not anything here, and here just test or anything else. You just need to put this credit card number 424242 and so on, so it will work. Now let's pay and let's see. Yeah, let's see if it worked. Let's see inside our database. Let's refresh orders here. And let's see, let's scroll to the latest order. And yes, Stockholm Street 123. And you can see that it has been marked as paid. So everything worked. You could add some email information that you can send, hey, this person bought those products, and send the email to the admin or to the store or something else. But that will be all for today. As you can see, we made this cool small e-commerce site with shopping cart and everything. You can do this checkout and you can pay for this one. You can actually put it as live working e-commerce site. For now it's on test mode, but you can change it by activating payments and disabling the developers and the test mode, and you can just publish it to Vercel. And instead of doing this Stripe login, you will just grab a domain. For example, the domain will be, instead of localhost 3000, you will have mystore.com or something else, and we will do /API/webhook, and then you can go to the configuration of Stripe and you can put this URL, so they will send this information there. But we did this Stripe login and stuff inside our console, so we can expose this URL, this domain, so they can send information to our webhook. But yeah, so everything works. The checkout works. We get the information, we validate that everything is fine with the order and with the payment. So that's all for today. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Have a nice day and see you in the next video.